We also spoke with a cardiologist, the founder of First Cardiology Consultants, Dr. Adeyemi Johnson. He spoke to us on why trans fatty acids are bad for the heart.
There are two types. There's the naturally occurring, which is generally not bad, and then there's the industrialized produced trans fat, which is partially hydrogenated unsaturated fat. So what does that mean in simple English? It means regular vegetable oil is hydrogenated, so it is solid at room temperature, and that's what's used to keep foods. That's what they use to as preservatives in foods to make foods last long and things like that. So that's what trans fat is. Now globally, there is a big push to ban trans fat, industrial or artificial trans fat, because they increase your risk for, especially heart disease. They increase your risk for heart disease, and they also probably increase your risk for cancer and diabetes. But for certain, they increase your risk of heart disease. And they do so by reducing your good cholesterol and increasing your bad cholesterol. So they're bad. They can be found in certain types of foods. In the Western world, what you do is you read the labels of the food, whatever it is you're buying, and then you can see percentage of trans fat. It shouldn't be anything more than 0.5%. Anything more than 0.5% is not healthy.
So in our climate, how do we get to know when a food item contains trans fat or not?
Well, that is a bit difficult because we do not label our foods per se. Now, NAFDAC is trying to get our foods labeled, but as you know, a lot of food we get comes in by sources not available to scrutiny by the authorities. By that I mean smuggling and things like that. Difficult to... This morning, just because I knew you were going to ask me, I looked at all the foods in the house, different types of cornflakes and all that thing. None had anything about trans fat except the ones brought from abroad. You know, so our labeling doesn't include trans fat as far as I know. It includes protein, fiber, carbohydrates, and fat, but doesn't break it down to trans fat.
What does that tell us? That there's not much awareness about it yet in the country?
I am sure there's not much awareness about trans fat because there's not much awareness about the risks for heart disease in general. So trans fat is one part of it. If you eat only our local foods, pound of yam with vegetable soup and co, it's unlikely you'll encounter trans fat. Trans fat is usually from processed foods. So like frozen pizza, ham, spam, corned beef. Processed meat in general is where you get a lot of the trans fat. Some types of margarine, you get trans fat.
What risk factors that increase heart disease that people don't know about? Is it lifestyle or is it something more than that?
Okay, let me put it this way. 70% of the heart attacks and cardiac related problems we see here at First Cardiology are preventable. Preventable, that means if people did the right thing, they would not get into that situation. Now, some are not preventable. The older you get, the higher your risk. But there's some major risk factors we are not aware of. Now, number one in Nigeria, in my opinion, is high blood pressure. It puts you at risk for heart attacks, heart failure, and strokes. And the number one cause of the trouble is there's two big causes of high blood pressure problems are one, people do not know they have high blood pressure. They don't go and check with their doctor. Two, they don't take their medications. And especially men. There are two reasons for not taking medications. One is cost, and then with men, there's this perception that the medications cause problems with their sex life, so they don't take the drugs. And the thing is, if you have such side effects, you should let your doctor know. There are many medications, and we'll find a combination that will work without giving you side effects.